and thanksgiving to God for the life and extraordinary service for the departed figure. Archbishop Paul Semogerere urged the faithful to reflect on the life and the good work of Pope Francis and follow church leaders to emulate the values that he stood for. Now, earlier on, my colleague Simon Kagwanjala spoke to Father Pius Malay.
As a sense of grief engulfs the world at the passing of Pope Francis, the Archdiocese of Kampala has also received a very special message, which I would like to invite the Chancellor, Father Pius Malay Sentumbwe, to communicate to the Catholic community.
Okay, thank you very much. On behalf of Archbishop Paul Semogerere, the Archbishop of Kampala Diocese, I make this special and official announcement of the death of Pope Francis, the Supreme Pontiff of the Catholic Church, who departed from this life on April 21st at 7:35 a.m. And as we mourn the loss of our beloved Pope, we invite all the faithful of Kampala Diocese and all the people of goodwill to join in prayer for praying for the soul of the Pope. Let us observe a moment of silence and prayer so that the good Lord may welcome the Supreme Pontiff. We invite all the parishes and our communities to seek God's mercy and peace for Pope Francis. May the Lord welcome Pope Francis into eternal glory and grant him eternal rest. We continue to pray all the time until other arrangements may be communicated to you. God bless you.
We thank you very much. The Pope has lived a very accomplished life, and quite a number of Ugandans have had a chance to interact with him. And at this very juncture, I'd like to invite one of the papal knights, Chef Anthony Matega, to share with us his account or his memory of the Pope. Chef, good to have you, and what are your key reflections at the Pope's passing?
Well, thank you very much. First of all, we thank God for the gift of the life of Pope Francis, for the time he has served the Church. First of all, for the time the Lord has given him at the age of 88, that's quite a ripe age. Secondly, for the time he has served Mother Church as a priest, as a bishop, and as a pope. He has been a priest close to 56 years, 57 years. That's quite a good time. He has been a bishop from his diocese in Buenos Aires, and even the chief shepherd of the church for the last 13 years when he succeeded Pope Benedict of happy memory. We are grateful to God that as Uganda, Pope Francis is no foreigner at all. He visited us in commemoration of the martyrs of Uganda, and the key reflection he left with us as Ugandans was, Ugandans, get the Uganda martyrs out of the museum. Let them be part of your life. If you live an exemplary life like the martyrs, truly your country will be the best. Our other reflection is that we thank God for the magisterium, the teachings Pope Francis has given to the entire world. He put up very important aspects concerning the environment, like Laudato Si, and he was simply telling us that the entire environment, nature is crying deeply, and he's saying that, can we care for Mother Earth? This does not concern Catholics only, it concerns everyone. So those were very fundamental issues. Number two, he was so fond of the youth. When he wrote one of the apostolic exhortation like Christus Vivit, telling the young men of the world that, please, Christ is alive. Young people, be alive. You are not tomorrow's church, you are today's church. He has tried to be a pastor in the deepest sense of the word, as a pastor, trying to journey with these people within their trials and everything. He has made appeals to nations over the so many wars, and was saying, he has been always quoted saying that the world is already fighting the Third World War, though it is fighting it silently. We have already had the First World War, Second World War. Now the world is fighting the Third World War silently. Ukraine versus what? Even in Africa, all over. All these are world wars. So we are missing a pastor who has been with us, who feels with us, who organizes with us, and who's always happy with us. And what we can say right now is, may the Lord rest his soul in eternal peace.
Well, as someone who physically interacted with the pontiff,
Yes.
how would you describe him?
He was a jolly, I was going to say he was a jolly guy. He was a jolly holy pontiff. I got a chance last year when we went for the Congress of Radio Maria, World Congress for Radio Maria. I'm the president of Radio Maria in Uganda. So we got a chance of having a special session, specifically the directors and the national presidents with the Pope. And that's when I had that chance of meeting him. And when I mentioned my name and told him, I'm coming from Uganda, he simply said, Uganda matters, go to country, go to country. That was what he could say. So I'm happy that I know the Pope Francis who has gone to meet the Father in his house. And above all, he made me a paper knight with several of my colleagues, Joseph Yega, Dem Yega, Dem Regius Yega, those from Masaka Diocese, Ruswata, Dick Mwanga, Gertrude Nabukera, Professor Kasenene, Dr. Saturnus Kasozi, and Immaculate Nansubuga. He's the one who made us paper knights. So we have a special pride in him, and we are going to remain his guarant knights throughout our lives. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. We certainly will be sharing more of the life and the times of the pontiff who has made a name for himself as an advocate for the persons, and above all, his modesty will endure forever. Simon Kagwanjala.